Got a cheer from the men. Let's have a cheer now from all the ladies. Lovely girls. You look gorgeous tonight, girls. Big cheer from all the ladies. 1, 2, 3. Come on, girls. Good for you. Good. They say behind every angry woman is a man who doesn't know what he's done wrong. For example, girls, do you think men are any good at buying you presents? No, see, no, because we don't understand your logic. Because you use fake nails, and that's acceptable, and fake eyelashes, that's acceptable. Hair extensions, fake hair, that's acceptable. But if we try and buy you a fake diamond... They did a survey last year in Britain trying to find out the biggest lie women tell to men. Do you know what it was? Do you care? This isn't the television. I can see you all. You're all in front of me. The biggest lie women tell to men, these shoes cost $10. That was the biggest lie. What? But you do miss your children when you're away, don't you? No, you don't. No, you don't. No. Horrible things, aren't they? Yeah, it's your pets. It's your pets you miss, isn't it? Your pets. Yeah, I remember my first pet. I was only 5. I went into a park and I got him from a pond. He was a newt. And I called him Tiny. I called him Tiny because he was minute. Thank you. Thank you. This is the standard, ladies and gentlemen. You better leave now if you don't know. I wanted a dog, but my parents bought me a tortoise. So I taught it tricks like a dog. I taught it to roll over, play dead, tortoise, and I taught it to fetch. I got a little stick and I threw it, and the tortoise went and fetched it and brought it back the following day. We got a dog now, though. We got a dog. My wife wanted a lap dog. I wanted a guard dog, so we compromised. We got a cross between a miniature poodle and a Doberman. It's a Doberdoodle. It's a tiny little Doberman with a really loud bark, but no one knows where it's coming from. I said to the Nigerian guy I bought him from, I said, is he a good guard dog? He said he's the best. I came home from my last cruise, we'd been burgled. They'd taken everything, except the dog. His bed, a bowl, 3 cans of puppy food, and a squeaky ball. It turns out he only guards his own stuff. My wife said he looks upset after the burglary. The dog's upset. Take him to the vets. So I took him to the vets, and the vet checked him out. I said, what do you think? He said, I don't know, and charged me $80. So now I've been robbed twice. He said, go to a dog whisperer. Have you heard of dog whisperers? This guy came over, he whispered at the dog. I don't know what he whispered. Something like, how much do you think we can charge him? For this rubbish, $200 apparently. He recommended a dog psychiatrist. I went to a dog psychiatrist, took the dog away, came back. I said, what do you think? He said, I put the dog on the couch. I spoke to him for 30 minutes, and your dog was definitely showing signs of stress and anxiety. I said, well, he would do. He said, what do you mean he would do? I said, he's not allowed on the couch. They say marriage is the process of finding out the sort of person your partner would have preferred. Consequently, I've been married twice. Anyone been married twice? Yes, 3 times. Are you addicted to cake or something, you lot? Woman in the front row the other night on one of the shows, she shouted, I've been married 4 times. She said, I've been married 4 times, and they're all dead. She was sitting next to a very nervous-looking 5th husband at the time, I must admit. But I've been married twice. My first marriage didn't work out too well. One night a week, I want to go out with the guys, and the other 6, she did. I met her in show business, my first wife. She was a professional mud wrestler. Violent temper, lovely skin. I met her at one of her bouts. Her opponent threw her against the ropes, and she bounced out, and she landed on my lap. I should have known it was never going to work, because she was on the rebound. Thank you. Yeah, it's good. And you go through time zones, don't you? We go through time zones. We lose an hour, gain an hour, hour forward, hour back. Gets confusing. Don't put your clocks forward when you're told to. Save up your hour like an air mile. Put your clocks forward when you want to. For example, guys, you take your partner, your wife, for a lovely meal in one of the romantic restaurants on board, one of the lovely restaurants. You go back to your stateroom, make love to your partner or your wife, And when you finish, then put the clocks forward. Because you can turn to them and go, there we are, darling, 1 hour, 2.5 minutes. Still got it, eh? You have to be careful. Drinking, you drinking a bit, having a few drinks? Yeah, there's a bit of a stigma attached to that, isn't it? You don't like admitting it, do you? There's a drinking. You drink differently on vacation, though, don't you? You drink differently. At home, you stick to what you normally drink, don't you? A beer, a glass of wine. On vacation, you try cocktail of the day, don't you? Or some weird brew, ashore, some waiter serving you some strange liqueur out of a bottle shaped like a bunch of bananas with a pickled bat at the bottom of it, and you drink it. At home, you complain if your beer's a bit cloudy. On vacation, there's a marsupial flapping around in your glass, and you're still going, another round, come on. Then you don't know your limits on these things. You can get a bit drunk, can't you? And then you have to walk back to the ship wearing those flip-flops. You know flip-flops? I know Australians call them thongs. We call them flip-flops. But when you're drunk, flip-flops no longer flip and flop, do they? They're strange shoes. They turn over. You scrape your toes with flip-flops, don't you? You stagger backwards in flip-flops, they come straight off. Then you lose one in the sand and you put it back on. It's not yours. Now you've got a pair of flips. You're walking around going, flip, something wrong here, praying someone will walk past you going, flop, 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 so you swap one. When you get back to the ship, people start accusing you of being drunk. Like, it's your vacation, you should have a couple of drinks. But they do, it's a stigma. So change the negative to a positive. Tell people you're doing good. Tell people you're drinking for charity. So we are drunk, yes, but we're booze-aid. I'm hammered for Haiti. This is Carol, my wife. She's sloshed for Somalia. Brian, they're unconscious for Uganda. Later on, we're going to feel a bit sick for the Sudan, and tomorrow be hungover for Honduras. But if you do feel woozy and you feel you're going to pass out, the best place to pass out is the elevator. Pass out in the elevator, because when you wake up, look down at the carpet, and at least you know what day it is.